Welcome back, guys. Jeremiah here from Babbling in My Backyard. Today we are going to show how to do a quick and dirty cleaning of a pond. I got a pretty small little pond right here, so it'll be really easy to show. What you're going to need for this is a net of some sort. Really cheap nets on Amazon, like this style, which I don't really use. It's more for the kids to play in the pond, catching frogs and such. But this style here I use a lot. It is fairly inexpensive. There's a link in the description below. But it's an excellent net for both catching fish and for scooping debris out of a pond. Additionally, you could use a pool skimmer if you have one sitting around. What we're going to do is get in here and get this algae out, take out this water hyacinth that's rotting, and we're going to trim up this pickerel weed. Pickerel weed is an excellent plant, and if you want to know more about that, I'll have more videos on specifically that. Technically, I should have gotten in here and cleaned out this water hyacinth in the fall before it started to freeze and rot. This is a better representation for what most people are dealing with when they are trying to clean out their pond. Got a lot of algae buildup in here that needs to come out. We'll just jump into that then.
So as you scrape the top of the pond, you want to make sure your net goes deeper than the surface of the pond so that you can get the lower roots of these plants. Water hyacinth sends off really long trailing roots, and when they're dead like this, they'll start falling apart and all of that stuff will fall into the pond. So make sure you scoop low.
Okay, the pickerel. This stuff is a different story for how to take care of it. Now, this is a great filtration plant, but it will take over a pond. So I need to break some roots apart, and I need to trim all this dead stuff off in the spring so that all of the new shoots can come back. This sickle is fantastic for taking care of this plant. I will also have a link for that in the description below.
So first thing I'm going to do is start pulling on the whole plant and see if I can break any roots loose. I really need to make sure I reach in there and pull the whole root out. If you can use the sickle to start cutting a root, but in my situation, I had some things that were in the way. So I need to pull this stuff out by hand until I can get to a spot where I can cut it. If you pull out big chunks like this with big root balls, then you can actually replant these and give them to friends. So some of this will require you to use the sickle to cut so that you can get a big chunk out like this one. Once you feel like you've got enough, you can start trimming the dead stuff. You want to cut the dead stuff right below the water level, and then go ahead and just clean up a bunch of the debris that's left. You can use your net if you have a larger pond to do this so that you can reach further. This pond cascades into another pool below. You can see the difference in the clarity of this water. I had removed the water hyacinth in the fall. It's done really well. It does have some aerating plants that have really thrived, and that's a good thing. I actually have to get in there with a pitchfork and use it like I'm scooping up spaghetti a couple times a year. So if you have a pond with a skimmer of some kind, In my case, it's just going to skim off under the bridge and run into the bottom pool. That is a good idea to kick on, so that you can just kind of let some of the really small debris run out. And then you can just sit there at the edge like this and scoop up any of the big stuff. Additionally, you can use your net for more skimming off of the top of the water. If you don't have a skimming system, you're going to have to use the net to do this. Just keep doing it over and over until you feel like it looks good enough. As you can see, I've really stirred some things up, and the water is almost impossible to see to the bottom. It's so nasty looking. I'm going to let this settle for 24 hours and then come back, and it should look pretty good at that point. If you didn't know, water features bring frogs, and they can get much louder than this.
Alright guys, it's been 24 hours roughly since we cleaned out the pond, so let's take a closer look.
Notice now that I can see to the bottom of the pond. There's even a fish that's come out. Now this pond is still very dirty and it's going to need a deeper cleaning this year. I just wanted to show you guys a quick clean job. If you're interested in the deeper cleaning, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I will be jumping in here to do a much deeper cleaning so that you'll be able to see the rocks in the bottom of this pond. This pool down here is a very healthy looking pool. We'll have to get in there and remove some of the aerating plant just so the fish have more space to swim, but it's perfectly healthy like this.
Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're definitely going to go into more detailed clean out on a pond, so make sure you check those videos out if you're interested in doing a deeper clean on your pond. But this is a good lesson for quick, dirty, like how do I get this cleaned out, make it look nice right now. See you in the next video.